Hey guys, NanMan here. I'm bringing up another little bit of content for youtube.com/NanManGames. Tonight I'm going to be doing some Warcraft stuff. I'm going to just throw up a cast of Grubby versus TLO. They did a show match back in 2012, near the mid/end of 2012, or maybe it's even the beginning. I don't know. Sometime in 2012, they had like a best of 9 or best of 12 or something in StarCraft 2, and then they played a best of 5 or 7 in Warcraft 3 as well. So I grabbed up one of their Warcraft 3 games. I was going to cast it up for you guys just for a nice transition. I might be putting up a lot more of the Warcraft 3 cast on this channel. I also was looking to do some of the Warcraft campaign on here as well, since I've been doing the StarCraft campaign on youtube.com/NanMan. If you guys have missed out on that, you can check that out. And I'm going to be putting up more StarCraft casts over there, but I wanted to kind of throw this up there in case you guys missed out on it. It's been a while since I've played Warcraft 3, so bear with me as my commentary kind of picks back up in this series and stuff. But enough of the chit-chat. Let's actually jump into the game, shall we? Alright, now we're looking at Grubby's point of view, so let's switch out of that so we can see everyone. And you can see in the chat here, they're both kind of saying, alright, this is the race that I'm playing, because the way their Warcraft 3 stuff went was they chose to do random versus random. So we see down here in the bottom right-hand corner, it's going to be TLO, or the real TLO here, spawning as Purple Terran, and his opponent up here. Also in the southern side, but on the west side, he is going to be the green orc Grubby. And if you guys remember from Warcraft 3, Grubby was pretty much the king of Warcraft 3 and king of the orcs. That was his main race that he played. So, you know, they're chatting a little bit about, you know, units move so differently and so weird in Warcraft as opposed to StarCraft 2, and they're chatting about how much they practice for it, you know, that sort of thing. But this is a 4-player map, so they do have the possibility of spawning up here in the north as well. You see all these locations here. And the Warcraft 3 style is a little bit different than StarCraft. If you guys are more of the StarCraft fans, you might be a little bit familiar. Maybe you've played Warcraft before, you know, things like that. But you do have to work on your economy. The resources that you got to manage are, of course, gold and wood. You can see it spawning up here as the keeping track. If I clicked on TLO's, you can see how much he has there and his supply, all that good stuff. But I'm going to keep it mainly on the full observer right now, so you can see everything. The main thing the players want to be doing at this moment in time, not only getting their economy, but choosing which hero that they want to start with. You know, Grubby delayed his Altar of Storms just slightly so we can start getting a few more orcs out. And he's also going to be sending this peon on over to do some scouting and confirm where his opponent is. TLO opted for the Archmage and Water Elemental for his first spell. Very, very smart to go for this. You know, get a decent fighting force early on so you can start creeping up. It looks like, okay, so this is why Grubby opted to delay his Altar of Storm, because in the middle of the map there is a tavern here, and that actually has a few extra heroes. He opted for the Fire Lord and went for the Lava Spawn. So basically the equivalent to an Archmage in that regard. That is a spellcaster, ranged spellcaster here. You can summon minions like the Water Elementals, and immediately going for one of these tougher creeps. But he's got to be careful, because we can see Grubby's got the same thing in mind and will be swinging in from behind here and immediately going to start targeting down the Archmage. Now things are going to get very hairy here for TLO, since he's trapped between a rock and a hard place, essentially. We've got golems on one side and Grubby's forces on the other, but both players are going to be trying to take out the golem, grab whatever item he drops, because that is the key thing. And great pickup here. Sobi Mask gets grabbed for TLO. He's just going to attempt Portal out. Does end up losing a few of his footmen, but not too bad. Does have to forfeit the rest of the creeps, but still, I believe, Grubby did hit level 2 and all that. We'll be able to clean up the rest of the trolls here. And, you know, there is the Goblin Laboratory. You know, you can get Shredders, you can get Zeppelins, you can even be able to spend some gold and scan your opponent, but neither of that's going to be used at this moment in time. TLO immediately grabbed one of his potions of clarity here. We see him using that, getting a little bit more mana at this point in time. Tried to engage a little bit more, but still has to be careful. Both players low on health, and TLO's Archmage still only level 1 here. And looks like Water Elemental will be cleaned up, and he's trying to chase it down, but will be forced back. Orcs trying to engage as well. Oh, running a little bit of a block there. Almost trapped in some of the units, and now more footmen arriving here to help out, and we see still very, very low in health. The Archmages have to fall back at this point in time, trying to deal with things. Orcs going for the surround, almost got him locked in there, but was unable to. Same thing for the footmen, we can see, trying to trap in the Fire Lord, and now both players, if they get a good shot off, they can easily kill off each other's heroes, and that would be a huge victory at such an early stage here. And ooh, will TP back, leaving the Archmage alive with 7 health. Looks like Fire Lord does get out of there. Grubby returns with all of his orcs back home, and we see he is currently in the process of upgrading his town center to the stronghold here. This is very, very normal to see. Keeps getting upgraded as well from both Terran and Orc players. Do have to upgrade their main center to be able to get to the next tier of units. Very similar to how Zerg does it in StarCraft, to get to the lair tech, get to the hive, all that kind of good stuff here. But Fire Lord is back here. We see he did pick up some potions of regeneration, grabbing those and being able to heal himself up. But ooh, the Archmage getting very, very low. Got to be careful here. 62 health, and also he did get hit with the Fire Lord's burn spell here, and will do a little bit of extra damage. So got to be very careful. 47 life left, and we see that the Fire Lord low as well. Grubby doing a good job microing, and oh, looks like he will be able to catch the Archmaid, and that is a great pickup there. Jumping up to level 3 here for the Fire Lord. Back on over. Pretty normal stuff we're seeing right now from TLO's side, just kind of working on his economy. He now has to rebuild that Archmaid. That is going to take some resources, going to take quite some time, and now that puts him behind in the both level and kind of the next stage of the game, because you want to keep that alive, keep creeping up, and keep taking out the creep near your opponent, like we see the Orcs doing that here. Now killing those off, making sure there's no forces, and allowing the Fire Lord to come up and drop down those lava spawns, keep engaging, and without the extra hero, it puts him in a very difficult position. Will go for the militia here, turning all of his peasants into basically fighting units for a short period of time, right as the Archmaid pops out. So this is actually pretty good for TLO to try to engage, but at the same time, he's not able to get any mining done while the peasants are in militia mode here, and doing a decent job. But again, Archmage is only at level 1. He does have the Sobi Mass, which helps increase his regeneration for his mana, which is very, very important for an intellect hero. And we see he is going to be opting for the Arcane Sanctums. We'll throw down 2 of them. Oh, 3. Wow. Okay, opting for the 3. So going into a very, very heavy spellcaster transition from this to help kind of supplement his fighting force with the footmen. At the same time, the second hero is now out for Grubby. Opted for the Torn Chieftain here. And we do see he has thrown down his Spirit Lodge as well. And what else has he got? Double Spirit Lodge and the War Mill. War Mill is going to be used just like for getting your upgrades there. So you can get your armor, your attack, all that normal stuff that you would expect to see out of players at this point. And so now sending up both heroes with the rest of his grunts up here to engage some ogres. But at the same time, he is now out of position. TLO ready to engage now. One advantage, we saw the militia come out for the Terran, for the humans from TLO. What the Orcs get to do is they get to hide inside of their farms, their burrows here, and use those to start to attack. So, you know, that helps defend his base, allowing TLO to be pushed back, and Grubby's continuing up, creeping up at the top. We see Fire Lord's at level 3. Torn Chieftain very close to hitting up at level 2 here. So good creeping right now from Grubby. Back on over TLO. He's getting his Spellbreakers out here. We see kind of mass Spellbreaker production at this moment in time, and continuing up with this Archmage, grabbing another Potion of Clarity here, regenerate his mana, and he really needs to get some creep going. Like, there's a couple random creeps around the map that he needs to be aware of, needs to start poking up and killing off just to get his Archmage a little bit higher, because soon enough the Torn Chieftain is going to be level 2 and his Archmage is going to be further and further behind. We see the Fire Lord just now hit level 4. Torn Chieftain very close to dying, but also manages to get to level 2, grabs the Robe of Magi +6. You know, with the heroes that he's got here, things are looking good. Tome of Strength here, great for the Torn Chieftain as well. Back on over, TLO does hit level 2 as well. So things, you know, starting to pick up. Armies are starting to commence to the production that we want. We see Grubby's got the Shamans mixed in here. Shamans, of course, do have the option of going for the Bloodlust later on. We see he's already up to the Fortress there. Very, very good positioning for Grubby in the army composition that he wanted to go for here. So moving in for the mercenary camp, we'll just clean up. Basically every creep around TLO's base has been pretty much farmed out now. I mean, this is a good position for Grubby to be in, while TLO is kind of stuck back like, alright, I'm finally getting the army that I wanted. Now I can try to move in, do some pressure, do some engagements here, but his hero is so crucial to the fights that it's going to be tough. And we see that nice little scroll of speed here was able to get activated, giving all of his units a speed boost for a temporary amount of time, and they're swinging their way around here. We'll start to engage at the Arcane Sanctum, and this is going to be tough for TLO to deal with. He throws down the Water Elemental, but you know, with all the defense here, he can easily throw up his militia and put in a good defense. But it looks like falling back now. Grunt's getting in a good position up at the front to start taking out some of the Spellbreakers. Spellbreakers are decent support units in all this. They do have a decent attack as well, so we see that +1 was completed here at the Blacksmith for TLO, and still one hero puts him at a slight disadvantage. Control magic is going to be very, very good. You know, he can be able to take control of enemy summoned units, which we see with all the lava spawns coming out, will be very, very helpful here against the Fire Lord now. Coming back around, we see first Peon going to be swinging his way up to try to be taking an expansion up in the north, looks like. At the same time, the Ogres down in the south will be engaged here for Grubby, doing a good job with that. Looks like Fire Lord going to be scouting, or sorry, a Lava Spawn going to be scouting just to see, okay, have you taken that creep yet? If not, that's going to be probably my next destination here. And Ogres getting cleaned up very, very quickly here from the Grunts. Still no upgrades on the Grunts, we see. Actually, Witch Doctors getting thrown into the mix here, so even more Spellcasters coming out now for Grubby. And Night has fallen. Vision has decreased for the players. And it looks like TLO is ready to swing around. Both players going for a little bit of engagement here, so things are going to be a little bit tough. It's basically turning into a decision-making time. Do I fall back to defend? And who has any Scrolls of Town Portals? Neither player has Scrolls of Town Portals. So, oh, great decision here. We do see that the lightning shields get thrown down on the workers. Any units in the area of these guys will take damage over time. So they basically weaken down and destroy your own units there. Very, very cool to see it. At the same time, the burrows being destroyed very quickly here. Water elementals popping out. So it is turning into that kind of base race scenario. Now things are in the advantage of Grubby in the sense that he still has this great haul that has been kind of snuck over in the north. All the peasants being killed off here. None turned into a militia though, so a little bit of sloppy play for TLO, just forgetting about that one little advantage that he has for his workers. At the same time, burrows getting cleaned up. They're still doing a decent amount of damage here. You have to remember that they do quite a bit when they're all in there, protected in that sense. And with the spikes that are on the buildings, any melee units will take kind of damage in that regard there. And a couple of them pop out there. Nice little micro to repair burrow, that kind of thing here. And it looks like, where did the oh yeah, Archmage did hit level 3. At the same time, Grubby realizing he has to come back. He can leave a grunt or two over here, even has his sentry ward to see if any units are there, to be able to see what's going on, come back, defend his home, be in a good position here. And we see TLO does start to swing his way around, trying to engage. Looks like Torn Chieftain up in the front. We hear the Bloodlust going off. We see how increased size going down on all of these units, making them that much stronger. And a good position here for TLO to have all of his Spellbreakers in the front, but at the same time, the Torn Chieftain is doing so much damage here. It's making it very difficult. And oh, the Archmage's taking so much damage. All the Spellcasters targeting him down. He will go down to 95 health, tries to run out of there. Summons another Water Elemental and will fall back. At the same time, the Spellbreakers are basically forfeit here, left to die, and will GG out. And we see Grubby does take the first game in this series and does take out the Archmage there at the end. So very, very cool game between these two guys. As you can see, just the units produced here, units killed off. Really, really cool to see. One big thing that did occur was TLO losing his hero very early on and not really being able to creep properly. He was never able to really level up his hero the way he wanted. You know, kind of stuck very defensive, not able to get out on the map and do much out there in that regards, and that really helped Grubby. One other thing is Grubby was playing his best race in that. Just the luck of the draw being having to play random. You got Orc and you're like, sweet, I now am playing my best race. But both players did play very well. You can see how much resources and TLO did mine there at the end there. Very, very cool to see. Great match. I hope you guys did enjoy the Warcraft 3 stuff. Like I mentioned, I do want to throw up some more Warcraft 3 related content, whether it's going to be casting, try to get a little bit more into that side of things, or just play the campaign again, because I haven't played the campaign in a long time. So, you know, I definitely love to do that. Let me know what you guys thought of the Warcraft 3 cast. If you want to see some more of that kind of stuff, I'd love to put it up. Again, check out all the YouTube stuff that I got. YouTube.com/NanManGames is all other gaming content that I put up, whether it's, you know, Magic the Gathering stuff, whether it's Warcraft, Age of Empires, any of that cool stuff. And then YouTube.com/NanMan is going to be all StarCraft stuff. So I'll put up some StarCraft casts coming up in the near future for that. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed TLO versus Grubby in a Warcraft 3 match. I might finish up the series if you guys enjoy that, but just let me know. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next game.